guys, what's up? What is good? What is going on? It's me, Kitty on a Leash, here with a manga slash anime series review, and that is on Inuyashiki. This guy right here is named Inuyashiki. The manga series spans a whole 10 volumes, and I have the full complete collection, which is super awesome. I don't usually collect manga all the way through, but I did with Inuyashiki. And the anime series has about, I want to say, 12 episodes. It is extremely true to the manga. Everything that happens in the anime is like to a T, with only just a few parts missing, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Inuyashiki is a 50-year-old man who just happens to look extremely old. Like, he looks like somebody's grandfather. And that's just how he is. He just happens to look extremely old even though he's 50. He's in pretty decent health. He works a full-time job and provides for his family. He has 2 kids, a daughter that is in high school and a younger son that is in middle school, and a wife. And his life kind of sucks. Since he looks so old, his daughter and his whole family kind of treat him as a burden. He is a very sweet guy. He's a very hardworking man. He goes to work every day. He's a very nice, caring human, that the ideal human that you'd want in a society and world. So the first volume opens up with him taking his family to a new house that he just recently purchased. Apparently they were living in like some type of apartment for years and years and years ago, and he's been saving up for this day to just be able to own their dream house. And so the family's all going like, yeah, we're excited to see the house. Good job, Dad, blah, blah. They get to the house. It's like a huge mansion. It's this beautiful home. And they're just like, oh my God, Dad, you did really good. We're so proud of you. And he says, our house is behind this house. So their house is like in the middle of a block, overshadowed by all these really beautiful, nice, huge homes. And it's this little itty bitty house. And the family they're just immediately disrespectful and ungrateful for this. They're like, Father, you failed. You bought us this terrible house. You can't even get any sunlight. It doesn't even reach the street. Like, what were you thinking? Like, this is the best you can do. And it really was, unfortunately, the best that he could do for his family. He was so proud of this home, and they just totally disregarded it, and they obviously treat him as a burden. The daughter, she refers to him as grandfather. When her friends come over and they're like, oh, is that your grandfather? Like, yeah, it's my grandfather. My dad's not here right now. This is just the type of family that he has. They have no respect for him whatsoever. So anyway, he's a little down on his luck, and he can't run to comfort from his family because they don't give it to him. Even his wife, his son, his daughter, his wife, everybody just treats him as a big burden, like he shouldn't be there and he's good for nothing. It's just terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I think about my own situation. I would have loved to have had a father in my home, and they treat him like crap, like so ungrateful, and made me so angry. So one day during a routine checkup at the hospital, the doctor finds cancer in his body and gives him about 3 months to live. He's devastated by this news, but he doesn't tell his family anything. He keeps it hush hush, doesn't want to tell anyone. He just assumes that he's going to just pass on. He doesn't want to bring it up to the family because they already treat him like a burden, and this is just going to be, I don't know. I mean, I kind of wish that he would have told them, but he keeps it a secret and just deals with it on his own. He encounters a little dog that he sees on the street, and they become best buddies. He brings the dog home, and he's like, oh, the family's gonna love it. They hated it. They were like, that dog better not, poop on the floor, and you're gonna take care of this dog, and he has to live up in your room. He actually lives in a separate room in the house from his wife. Like, that's just how the relationship is. He has no respect. So anyway, he gets this dog mostly for himself, to be his companion, his friend, his buddy, someone he can talk to and love and care for. that gives him the love that he's missing from his family. So, moving into the main conflict of the film, moving into the main conflict of the story. One day out in the park, a freak accident happens. Some extraterrestrial force ends up killing him, breaking his body, but then they repair his body. And they repair it in such a crazy, crazy way. A day later, he wakes up in the middle of the park, doesn't know what's going on, goes home, happens to realize he is basically now a cyborg. He is a robo being. He has hyper strength. He can do anything. He's indestructible. So, just kind of giving you the whole basic summary, that is where we are. That's basically the main plot of Inuyashiki. Now, with this newfound being that he is indestructible and he is basically like a Superman, he decides to do good with this. Now, this is where it gets juicy. So, he was not alone in that park when that crazy freak accident happened. In fact, this boy right here was there as well. So, same thing that had happened to Inuyashiki happened to this guy. Inuyashiki is a good guy. He's pure-hearted. He wants to save the world. This guy wants to kill the world. He wants to kill everybody in it. He is like a sociopath. He doesn't care about people or things. He wants total destruction. And Inuyashiki wants to heal the world and create a better world for everyone. So, that's all I'm going to say about the plot. It gets so juicy and so heated. You can already see there's a common resolve there. But it's really, really, really good. I think that Inuyashiki really shines with its story of good versus evil. It shines in the fact that, number one, the main reason I even picked up this volume was because I saw an old dude on the cover. You never hear about old people in anime or manga. So when I first saw this, I was just ecstatic. I needed to have it. I thought it was super awesome. This story is sci-fi. A little bit of sci-fi, not too much, because it's like real life, but they happen to be like cyber beings at this point. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of violence. There's gore and, terrible things, but it's all about the story and the progression. Inuyashiki is by Hiroa Okuo, who is the creator of Gantz. If you haven't read Gantz, you definitely have to check it out. I actually picked up this series before reading Gantz, and I picked up the first volume, and I'm just like, where has this been my whole life? So you already know what you are to expect. Like, if you like Gantz, this is going to be, like, even amazing, too. So definitely a big draw for the series. This series is all about Inuyashiki figuring out what to do with his powers and how far. He doesn't instantly become a hero overnight. He gradually does things to get to a point of, being somebody to make a difference in the world. And he's not like Superman. He's not trying to save everybody. He's someone that wants to help, but needs to know and understand what he needs to do to get to that point of being a very helping individual in this world. Let's talk about the main two characters of the series, Inuyashiki and Hiro. Inuyashiki is not necessarily a complex character. He represents a lot of good in all of us. He is a regular person who wants to help people. He doesn't like violence. In one point of the manga and anime, there's a homeless man that's in a park, and he's just sleeping. He's just trying to get a good night's sleep. Some ruffian teens come by. They're trying to kill him. They think it's fun. And Inuyashiki steps in. And you can just tell, like, that's the type of guy that Inuyashiki is. He is most of us, He wants to not see people hurt, and he wants to help any way he can. Hiro, on the other hand, is this high school boy who is definitely a sociopath. He doesn't care about people. He has a best friend that he cares about. He cares about his mom, but everybody else in the world can just like kick rocks. He doesn't care about them. And for him to have this immense power, I will just say that he uses it for bad, very, very bad things. He kills people, he hurts people, he becomes a terrorist. And he's totally different from Inuyashiki. But even with him being that type of character, you could still kind of see a little bit of humanity in him at some points. But all in all, he's like the cold-hearted killer, and Inuyashiki is like the justice bringer, and they're gonna have to clash at some point. I'm not gonna say anything about it. You're gonna have to read it, watch it, whatever you do, you have to check it out. So, the anime follows the manga to a T. There's almost nothing that's left out. There's a little bit of the ending, little things here and there that didn't make it into the anime, but it's the main plot. Everything important and big that happens is there in the anime, and it's perfect. So I would say to you, watch the anime instead of collecting all these volumes. These were $12.99 each when I bought them brand new. So I mean, you can see like this is a very expensive collection right now in my manga, but yeah, I would just say watch the anime. It's a quick one. It's complete. It's finished. I would love for them to like maybe expand or make some type of like sub book that goes along with this series, just to kind of explain some stuff that's not too important. But I don't know, I just loved it so much. Inuyashiki gives me everything that I need. It gives me a compassionate person. It gives me a very uncompassionate person to watch and see them evolve and grow. And Inuyashiki, he grows a lot. Our villain grows a little bit as well. But it's all modern day stuff. It is relatable. The characters are so real and genuine. I feel like they could be people that I know or we know and we can relate to. Nothing's way too over the top. It all fits. It's by the creator of freaking Gantz. Like, you know, it's good. It's gonna be amazing. So, all in all, I would have to give Inuyashiki an A+. There's nothing wrong with this anime or manga. Everything fits well. The story is told beautifully. The art is amazing. The story is amazing. I had no issue with this at all. So, if you're looking for a manga that needs to be in your collection, Inuyashiki is definitely it. This is definitely in my top 5 list of my favorite manga. It's probably like number 2 or so. But God, I love Inuyashiki. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Alright, so go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you have seen the series or if you are going to see the series. And yeah, so until next time, guys, hope you enjoy this. Bye!